And are we live? We
live, baby.
Live. Yes. And this is a special episode, but we'll get to that. First, got to ask the question of the week, right? You are the booker, and you are booking Kendrick Lamar versus Drake. Where do you have the match, and what kind of stipulation do you have?
I'm about full hate, so we're gonna put this joint in the Bay. We're gonna put this in the Bay. Crowd brings their own weapons match.
Getting violent with it. Okay. Lo, how about you?
The first thing that came to mind was, I don't know if you guys remember when Brian Cage tweeted, he was like, where's the Philly street fight match going to be at? And Ricky Starks was like, in Philly, you big dumb bitch. I would have it in Philly, a street fight, any weapons possible. I would like to see the incorporation of the 2300 arena, but go to Suplex, the little store that they have in Philly. Go to the different spots. Philly does seem kind of random, but that's the first thing that just came to mind. So have it in Philly.
Okay. And I like that.
Hey, he took Philly away from Meek Mill, so it's okay. It's fine.
I am going the complete opposite. I want that joint in Korakuen Hall in Japan. I want a Dave Meltzer 5-star classic. No weapons, just straight technicality. You remember that one time? It was like, I think it was Big Show and Kane. They went and just had like a real technical match. That's what I want. Just pure negativity.
Brother,
are DQs allowed? Are we going to see Future, Metro Boomin?
The
Weekend?
Ooh.
The run-ins. Who running in first?
You know what? I need to see like a swerve. So like Black Hippie comes out, like Schoolboy, J-Rock, Absol, and they turn on Kendrick.
Oh, not the third.
And you get TDEOVO. That's the new heel group.
I'd be sick.
That's what I would do.
Hey, I would be sick, dog. I'd be like, dang, not Black Hippie going down like that.
Hey, but look, let's go ahead and get started with the show. Definitely almost removed myself off camera, so I apologize. I got too amped up. got too amped up. But welcome everybody. Volume 163. 163 of the Black Guy Wrestling Podcast. We have a special episode today. You know what I mean? So let's not even waste no time with the fooling around. Coming in first, it is your man, Scotland Underwood. But real quick.
Oh, gosh.
Yes. The new BGW predictions champion. Now, I'm going to be modest today because, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to, you know what I mean? We got a special co-host, so, you know, I don't want to show myself off. But, Nolo, I just want you to know that I am the new BGW champion. Even though you thought differently and you didn't read the predictions correctly, that's okay. You did not win. I won.
Hey, brother,
we-
congratulations. Congratulations.
Hey, brother, thank you. So
No
yes,
problem.
yes, coming in first, it is I, Scotland Underwood,
Coming in second, it's your boy Wholesome Nolo Green.
with no title, no champion,
Ooh.
no victories. When was the last time you held that belt, brother?
1, 2,
Exactly.
3. The 3 times ago.
Damn, that might as well have been 2018 WWE for real.
Oh, brother.
Ooh.
Okay, man. Okay,
It's
that's
all-
fine.
It's all good.
Okay.
Yes.
I shall remember this for down the line. Don't worry.
Hey, man, we can write it down and everything. It's all good. But Chaz and DMac are joining us a little bit later. But like I said, we do not do guests on this podcast, but what we do is co-host. And today's co-host is an absolute legend in the space. You know what I mean? If we had to define light in our community, it would be this one person right here. Funny, witty, some of the best merch, like probably top 2, and
Yeah.
it's not number 2. My girl is a huge fan. Huge. Like when I told her that you were coming on the podcast, she was instantly locked in. You know what I mean? But it's been a long time coming. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lo from Wrestling Winedown.
How are you guys? Thank you for having me. Appreciate the kind words.
Always. Thank you for joining us. Like I said,
Absolutely.
This has been a oh snap! Is he?
Oh, he's actually here somewhere on time. Look at him.
He's very prepared.
He's
not prepared. He's not prepared.
Chazo.
Peace.
Hey, man.
What's going on?
How are you doing, sir?
I'm all right, man. Great day.
Good.
Great day.
Welcome newly to 36, brother.
Yes.
Yes.
Happy
Yes. Thank you. And before we go on, it is a pleasure and honor to meet you.
Oh,
Hello.
thank you. It's very nice to meet you too.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Mhm.
Well, like I said, you came at the right time, bro. We were just finishing up our introductions, you know what I mean? Just reminding everybody that nobody has the title but me. Of course.
I should have waited for a little bit longer.
Of course. You could have.
I
But
should
it's all
have.
good. It's all good. If everybody can, real quick, if you have a glass in your hand, go ahead and raise it up because we are celebrating not only Lo joined you got the Dunkin' Donuts.
I do. I need your coffee.
Hey,
You know
it's
what I
all
mean?
good.
Yes, cheers to everybody. Cheers. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Ooh, the tequila.
Yeah. Man's doing it right. But yeah, of course, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Overcast, Spotify, Pandora. You can find us, of course, being at Pod Dealers Network.
That's us.
That is us.
Boom, boom,
And,
boom, 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 boom.
Man, I miss that intro so much.
Yeah, me too.
Miss a lot of our intros.
Yeah, it's all good. But let's not waste any time. We got a lot of wrestling, a lot of graps. But of course, we don't care about that right now. Wrestling Winedown. Oh, cheers, sir. Hey, cheers. I'll take a sip for that. Now, with a custom as everything, how is everybody doing this wonderful Sunday night?
Can't
Beautiful.
complain. Doing good.
This weekend was definitely necessary for the boy. So I'm in great spirits, man.
Wonderful.
Oh, I hope you're not the boy.
Oh, you know what? I'm not that boy. I'm this boy. That sounds
I
weird.
got you.
I'm the guy. I'm the guy.
Nolo, despite being titleless, how are you doing?
I'm great, bro. I've had an amazing weekend. I spent it with people that I love. So, hey, I can't complain.
I'm glad, man. You out here thinking that you were champion, but
We are just going to keep doing this. Okay.
What did it come down to? Where did you win off?
I got everything correct.
Shit.
Yeah, because we all predicted the same thing, but then the tiebreakers, apparently some people don't read the stipulations and did not see that I said, does Jacob Fatu debut? But people see what they want to see in order to enhance their abilities to win and cheat the system. But it's all good. We'll talk about that a little bit. Right now, it's not about y'all. It's about our co-host for the evening. You know what I mean? So Lo, Wrestling Winedown, please tell us, especially for the people that may not know who you are, please tell us everything about Wrestling Winedown. When did you get started? What do you specialize in? The floor is all yours.
Yes, so Wrestling Winedown started in 2019. It was my friend and I, we were in college at the time, and we just decided to start a podcast. She had just become really interested in professional wrestling, and I had no idea that she liked wrestling until I was on Twitter one day and saw her tweeting about Monday Night Raw. And I was like, "You like wrestling?" And she was like, "Oh, yeah." And I was just kind of getting back into it. I had taken a little break while I was a teenager and got back in when I was an adult. So I was starting to kind of dip my toes back into WWE. I went to the first AEW Double or Nothing. So I was definitely tuned into wrestling, but I wasn't as deep in as I am now. So we start brainstorming a podcast. This was when Call Her Daddy was just coming out. This was when podcasting, people were starting to dabble in it, but they hadn't like fully been invested in it. So my friend was a beer drinker. I don't drink beer. It's not my thing. I liked wine. So I was like, how can we incorporate wine and wrestling? We needed a niche, right? So I thought Wrestling Winedown. SmackDown is a popular wrestling show. Take the smack out, put wine in. The rest was history. We started doing episodes. It was just us as a duo. And then about a year later, my co-host stepped away and I just continued doing the show. Covering individuals both in and outside of the ring, whether they were on the independent scene, whether they were in the major companies, whether they, were just fans that had awesome jobs within professional wrestling and outside of professional wrestling. So I've been doing the show for 5 years now. We've kind of transformed into a brand at this point. Like you mentioned, we do have merch, shop.wrestlingwinedownlv.com. So we have merch for the girlies by the girlies. Obviously, anybody can wear it, but I really started the merch because I noticed that the merch that a lot of the major companies were putting out weren't for the women in the professional wrestling sphere. So I wanted to give the women exactly what they wanted, the pinks, the purples, the hearts, the stars, etc. And I've just been really satisfied and so grateful to see, women, men, any gender rocking the brand. They love the designs that we put out, and it just means so much. Definitely looking forward to releasing more merch and seeing more people in it, and I'm just appreciative of the support. I look back 5 years ago and I could have never thought that Wrestling Winedown would be where it is now.
Very much, like I said, very popular platform. We've seen you be retweeted by countless wrestlers, countless personalities. In the 5 years that you've done this podcast, like I know for us, we've gone in and out as far as like we all know like how the space can be sometimes. You know what I mean? Has it ever been a case where doing Wrestling Winedown you were like, maybe this isn't what I want to do, or did you just stay the course and realize like, yo, I'm creating something incredible here. I got to keep going.
So when my co-host left about a year in, I was kind of nervous, right? Like I was about to go into a huge opportunity by myself, doing this podcast, booking the guests, doing the social media, etc. And that's a lot of work. And I originally wanted to bring in another co-host, but I kind of just felt it out. It was the pandemic, so it was an interesting time. So I decided to keep doing it. And at that point, I have become really good friends with Iridian Fira of the Rest Friends podcast, who now is a co-host for our segment that we have called Chardonnay and Cheesemay. But, people like her, Casey Liendo, Queen of the Ring, Queen of NE. I had so many guests that I was able to find in that downtime that I knew that I wanted to continue doing it because there's so many people out there, specifically women who aren't on wrestling podcasts. They're not able to tell their stories. They might talk about wrestling on Twitter, but you don't know how they've gotten into wrestling. You don't know what keeps them passionate about professional wrestling. You don't know their journey. And like I mentioned earlier, I have a segment that I do, and it's called The Life of a Wrestling Fan. And what it is it's people that are professional wrestling fans that have amazing careers on the side. So I've had Mimi Shells. I've had Andrea, who is an executive producer who has produced award shows. I've had a professor at UNLV, Ben Morse, who really inspired me to, put a lot of things in place for my podcast. And that was how I met Renee Young when I was still in college. But just things like that is what kept me motivated to go, because I look at these different podcasts and there's not, like I said, there's not a lot of women on there who tell their stories. And I want to be that platform that people feel comfortable to come on, they feel comfortable to tell their story, and they just have that spotlight. You know what I mean?
Without question. Do you gentlemen have any questions or anything?
I have one question. My one question is, what has been your favorite thing over like the last 5 years?
I have a couple things. So it's been really amazing to see the wrestlers that have, their names on my shirt, retweet it, interact with it. So like Ricky Starks has been one, Daniel Garcia, Eddie Kingston, people have sent him the shirt and he's all for it. You know what I mean? Seeing that support of, these male wrestlers for a female founded brand really means a lot. And, wrestlers like Willow, who have been really nice to me in terms of having her name on the merch. And Willow is one of my favorites. And the fact that, she's seen the shirt, she's purchased the shirt, her family has purchased the shirt. It means so much, right? My second accomplishment that is like at the top of the list would be when I spoke at New York Comic Con a couple years ago. That was an opportunity that I never could have predicted. But I'm so thankful. I was on a panel with, 4 or 5 other Black women who are in this sport, who are either wrestlers or content creators or journalists. And to share my story and to hear theirs, it was just such an awesome experience. I got to meet new people there, interact with people that I have, interacted with online for so long. So that was definitely a big accomplishment as well.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Chaz, did you have a question?
Yes, definitely. I know that when we look at wrestling now, especially how far it's come, representation, especially for Black women, seems to be at an all-time high, from the major leagues all the way down to the indies. I remember when we went to Ashe a couple months back, and really the women kind of dominated the show. They really kind of stole the show outside of the main event, but the women really stole the show. So my question for you is, like, how can people like us who, want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to push the culture forward and make sure that we're highlighting voices that don't get a chance to be represented, especially Black women. What are some things that we can do that we can continuously make sure that Black women are being seen, are being valued, more importantly, are being heard?
I think having them on different podcasts, promoting their matches, buying their merch, that support is so important, right? And it's stuff that these wrestlers will remember forever. I think about Trey, who just passed away, his support of women, and the fact that all of these women who are in different points of their careers continuously say, he showed us so much love. He was so supportive of us. That's what means a lot to these women. When you get into a field, especially a male dominated field, you might worry. And I worry too. Like, how is this going to be, viewed? Are people going to enjoy the content? And I'm sure the wrestlers are thinking, are people going to enjoy the the matches that I have, the training that I've undergone to be a professional wrestler? And when you have those different fans and journalists and media, etc., who are elevating you, buying the merch, interacting with you online, it means so much, because it shows that your voice is being heard. But I also think it's important that, these wrestlers do take on these opportunities to tell their stories. At the end of the day, even though you're a wrestler, you're still a person. And people want to know that background, that story of why you're even in this field. So definitely feel like that's important as well.
Dope.
What would you say, in your opinion, is your favorite merch that you have done in this space? Because like I said, you've had some bangers, but what would you say is your all-time favorite design that you've done?
I would say the Hot Girls Love Wrestling. That one has done really well. It's inspired by Megan Thee Stallion. We have a couple pieces that are inspired by Megan Thee Stallion. I'm huge into pop culture, so that was one that I really liked. I really liked designing it. I feel like it looks good on anyone wearing it. I mean, I think all the designs do, but I digress.
No question.
They do.
Yeah.
But thank you. But I really like that design. I feel like it's just perfect for spring, perfect for summer. The Bad Bitches designs as well. It's so versatile. It started as Bad Bitches Love Wrestling, and now it's been customized. I do custom orders. I've done like custom designs itself. The Willow one is different. The Hangman one is different, and it's custom to their characters. those are ones that I enjoy as well because I'm thinking outside of the box rather than just changing the name on the shirt. I'm bringing more of the wrestler's character into the mix. So I would say those are my favorites. I have some in the works that are pretty good as well, but those are my current ones that are out that are on the top of the list.
Look, your shirts be going triple platinum everywhere. You know what
Everywhere.
I mean? Like everywhere. Like I don't think. Yeah,
them joints drop, and then I see them everywhere.
Phenomenal. I just got to the space where I was like, who's making these damn? What is this? Who the fuck is making this? You're gonna find out some black woman at that? Man, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we actually got a great question from a man Drizzy real quick. Who is someone you haven't worked with that you would like to work with?
Willow is at the top of my list. Willow, and then I would say Jade. Those are two women that I absolutely just enjoy watching in the ring. I've enjoyed, learning more about them as they tell more of their story. But, Jade coming over from AEW to WWE has been something that we have never really seen before in terms of them and how they platform her. They've put her on her well-deserved pedestal. That's something that we've never seen before. I would love to talk to her about that journey that she's had, as well as her time in AEW. Willow, I could talk to Willow forever. I feel like I relate so much to her because I think about the black women specifically that we've seen in Major League Wrestling, and none of them have curly hair, none of them have her body type. The fact that she is out there, she's a champion, she's confident, she's bubbly. I absolutely love it. So she would be the second one. I just want to dive into her whole career. And just, I need the key to her positivity. I need to know how she just is so positive all the time and just, I just love it.
We speak very highly. Yeah, we speak very highly of Willow on this podcast.
I met her a couple times. She's an amazing person.
Yes.
She's so nice.
And like I said, as the episode goes on, we'll definitely keep talking about, especially when we get to the end, the future of Wrestling Winedown and everything like that. But let's get to these graps. We got a lot to talk about. And first, we got one more question. Hold on. See, if you could change one thing in wrestling tomorrow, what would it be?
Jesus Christ.
Excellent question.
That is a very good question.
Excellent question.
That's a thought-provoking question.
Absolutely.
Ricky Starks needs to go to WWE. That's what I would change tomorrow.
Hey, if you don't look, if you can notice one thing about one of the co-hosts, maybe in the top right corner, he made a face when you said that. And you should ask him why he made such face.
Hey man, we don't hold nothing back on this podcast. I definitely feel you. I've always thought Ricky Starks was good. I haven't seen the potential fulfilled yet. You know what I mean? And like I said, it could just be me thing, but like I said, with Ricky, is just, I don't know if it's because of feuds he's had in AEW. Like I said, I think the only one I enjoyed was the matches he had with Bryan Danielson. And like I said, maybe it is it's like Jade in a sense, like that change of scenery. But I would like Ricky to prove me wrong. Yeah, I would like Ricky to prove me wrong.
I definitely think a change of scenery would help him at this point. Because he's not on TV,
Was last time January?
It was January, yeah. It could be worse. They could have him in the learning tree with Chris Jericho, which
not stuck in the Jericho
oh my god,
vortex all over again.
Vortex.
That's why that's where the problem started in the first place.
You're right. That is where it started.
You're right. Being around Jericho.
You're right.
Get out. That orbit was strong as hell, bro.
Wickedness. But we'll get to AEW a little bit later. Right now, we're going to talk about WWE Backlash last night in Lyon, France. First of all, top 3 crowds of all time.
Yeah,
you can
definitely.
They might take number 1, dog.
Yeah.
I saw people complaining about the crowd. I love the energy. I think that is something that is drastically missing in American pro wrestling, is enthusiasm of the crowd. I'm very much why are we in this club and nobody's dancing? You feel me? Why are we in this club and nobody's dancing? people went to that show last night, and you can make the argument France does not get WWE pay-per-views or PLEs like that. Whatever, who cares? That should be your enthusiasm every time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not to compare, but like it was like that time frame in the 90s where like the crowds were like going crazy. I miss that. I miss that aspect of pro wrestling. So the only thing about the fans, just they were offbeat like crazy. It was nasty, bro.
Are we asking for too much?
Yes.
I wonder if there was a delay, though. I wonder if there was a delay because watching it, especially with the Cody theme song, I was like, are they really that off, or is it a delay?
I would say it was delay if it was like not as consistent, but it was like evident throughout the whole show that like it was like certain cues just didn't pop. That's bad. You know what I mean? It was
that's
like,
okay. That's fine.
And I wasn't mad. I wasn't angry. I was just we noticed the deep. So it's like, oh, damn. It could have been an A+. I'm gonna still give you A though.
Hey, look, if we're being, it was definitely delayed.
He said delay. Okay,
it was definitely noticeable. But the one thing that I clocked that I thought was, like I said, this is not a predominantly English speaking country. You know what I mean? Right. Like that is not their first language. The fact that they sung every theme song, you know what I mean, that had the like the Randy Orton, the Cody joint. You know what I mean? Like even just like the Jey Uso, like we'll get to that joint a little bit later, but I thought the Jey Uso entrance might be one of my favorite entrances I've seen.
Naomi was my favorite.
Naomi joint was my the love that she got.
That was they top two for sure. I would say Randy is probably a close third.
So that's even better. Let's get into it. You know what I mean? Opening match was Randy Orton, Kevin Owens against Solo and the MFT, Tama Tonga. Street fight action, you know what I mean? The main match was supposed to be violence upon violence upon violence, right? Oh, snap, Frankie, what's happening? Oh, let's go. But let's start with you. As far as the match went, and like, what is your thoughts on where they're taking the Bloodline storyline? Because obviously we're not getting Roman for quite some time. Solo has really embraced like this. I feel like in a way, I feel like it's been done in design to keep Solo quiet for so long. So when the way we see him now is a little bit more impactful. And then obviously Tama Tonga, his debut. But what do you think so far of the way that the Bloodline Wolfpack is starting to transition?
It's been interesting. Seeing the different members come about has been interesting as well. So obviously we have a new member now. And I want to know what Paul Heyman thinks, because Paul Heyman has been a little bit quiet. You know what I mean? He isn't as talkative as he was. I would love to just get inside his brain and see what exactly he's thinking, because going from Roman Reigns to Solo, and now you're kind of still in the mix, but you're not in the mix as much as you were, is interesting. But I feel like the new Bloodline, they do mesh very well. I know there was a lot of people who were kind of wondering, why is Tama in the mix? Like, he's not actually Samoan, he's Tongan, whatever. But they work together very well. And I'm sure that's because they have that tag team history, respectively. But they've been able to mesh really well. I know that they've had matches before this, on house shows as well. But this was Tama's first actual WWE filmed event. And to have it, in France, that's insane. But I think they'll be well. You know what I mean? It should be interesting to see who they're adding. There's people that have been signed that haven't come yet, and people are kind of wondering what's going on there. So I think it's going to be interesting. I think when Roman comes back, it's definitely going to be even more interesting, though.
Hey, look, the French crowd was going crazy. Like the whole from SmackDown, we want Roman, which it's good to see that Roman's getting the flowers he deserves. But
all of them, he deserves every bit.
Nolo, what did you think about like I said, like to me, Tama, I kind of like watching him, I was like, damn, I wish this brother had came to WWE a lot sooner. Like he fits perfectly in WWE. But what did you think about his first performance?
I thought it lived up to everything that we were looking forward to. I'm on the camp as you as well, wishing that maybe like 5 years ago, I would have loved it even more. But I don't think it takes away from it, him coming now, because back then we wouldn't even have we wouldn't be part of like the bloodline storyline. And I think that is looking promising, the way that they've actually built up Solo. Like even back when he used to make Roman like a little scared when he would do things, and Roman like take a step back. Like it builds up Solo's character now that he's now the leader of it. Shows like how like menacing he can be as a leader. And I'm looking forward to see what else we have in store, because this man Paul Heyman looks shook,
terrified, terrified. Chaz, what do you think, man?
I'm all for, you know what I mean, the Bloodline 2.0, as you said, the Wolfpack. I'm very excited. Like you said, I feel that they have built Solo up in the right way. I feel, you know, he was a silent assassin for that time frame. And in the midst of that, just, you know, behind the curtain, you can tell they were probably grooming him. Like, this is what you should do. This is how you should move. Or not even like on a do this, but like, hey, these are the pockets that may work for you because of X, Y, and Z. You should probably go that route, or you can go that route if you feel ready for it. So it feels like Roman, Paul, Usos, they very much so catered and tailored Solo to be what he is now. And so now you're getting, because like you said, Nolo, a lot of times when Solo would do certain things, you know, Roman would be like, oh shit, fuck wrong with this motherfucker. Like he would kind of like fall back, or even sometimes I remember one time when Roman had bumped into him and Solo had gave a look, like you could just tell, like he, you know what I mean? Like you could just they were pushing this dude to be the badass of the whole group. So now you're about to get what I feel is going to be just the raw, violent, chaotic version of what the Bloodline possibly could have been. Not necessarily polished, not, you know, strategic. I'll take that back. Strategic, but more on a I'm here to take your soul type thing. You can see how they did when they planted the seeds with Jey Uso and the rest of them, right? So it's gonna be violent, it's gonna be chaotic. I feel like it fits. So I'm curious to see is what he does mic wise, what he does talk wise. Is going to do the same kind of like, you know, words here and there, or is it going to be more outspoken, especially with Paul Heyman? Not necessarily, because you can tell Paul Heyman enjoyed speaking on behalf of Roman. Paul Heyman don't enjoy speaking on behalf of Solo in no way, shape, or form, because he's scared that he might be next on the list. So to see this development, to see this 2.0, and then to know that eventually we're going to get more people, Roman's going to come back, and to see how it arcs from there, I'm excited.
I knew Solo was different when he pulled up with the suit and he had the isotoner gloves. Like you want a different type of vibe, man. Like
with the gold chain.
Did he even have a gold chain? Yeah. He was looking like, you know what I mean? Like that is a whole psychopath. And then, like I said, like yesterday, his hair was looking like Luna Fashawn's. It was very like on par, right?
Yeah,
it was very on par. Obviously, they have the perfect, I think, first opponents for this new incarnation of the Bloodline, because people love Kevin Owens, you know what I mean? Like, and people love Randy Orton. And they're two guys that get real physical in the sense, right? And like I said,
they hate the Bloodline.
They hate the Bloodline. It's all built in. He did have the OJ gloves on. He did, yeah. and like you were saying, everybody, like watching Paul Heyman is as much a part of the match as anything else, because this time you saw Paul, like he's tucked over to the side. He's tucked over in the corner. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know what kind of abuse they're doing to that man, but like when he was doing the face off with Jay, like he had that like,
brother,
help me.
This ain't what you want, brother. This ain't what you
Blink
want.
twice.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But the match was absolutely phenomenal. Obviously, the big talking point was Tonga Loa debuting, which nobody saw that coming, because I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about Tonga Loa. No disrespect, I legit forgot about him. Like I don't know.
Hey, I'm not
I
gonna
feel
lie
like
to you. I was in your same boat, bro.
yeah.
When I saw him pull up, I was like, wait, that's not Jacob. That's not Jacob.
No, you know what I thought? My first thought when I saw the figure pop up, I was like, oh, they cut Jacob Fatu's hair. No, no. But yeah, Tagaloa now in WWE. Lo, what did you think about the debut? Because I have thoughts. I have thoughts on Tagaloa popping up.
I thought it was gonna be Jacob Fatu. Seriously, when the camera panned over, I kind of looked and I was like, "That doesn't look like him." And then they showed the side of his face. I was like, "That's not him." And then I'm not familiar with Tongaloa, so I started researching. I'm like, "Who is this?" And then I was like, "His brother." Like, very interesting. And I was reading more about it. They obviously signed him silently. They didn't make a big deal out of it. It didn't hit the dirt sheets. But honestly, I feel like those are the best debuts when we do not know where they're coming from. Obviously, a lot of us are like, okay, well, where's Jacob at? And, people are assuming now, but we know he's going to come. I think it's better that we know that Tonga, we had no idea he was going to be there. And I think it's going to be interesting. We have a established tag team now in the bloodline. And we haven't had that since the Usos, obviously. So I think it'll definitely be interesting. And now we can kind of see a couple more styles of matches, right? So we can see that established tag team in a match with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Or we could see, Tama Tonga and Orton, or Tama and Kevin. There's just so many variations now. And it's only going to continue with the additions of new members.
Without question. First of all, shout out to Eddie James. You know what I mean? Hikuleo. I have seen talks about Hikuleo's contract with New Japan coming up. I actually can see him staying in New Japan. I think New Japan has big things for him. I would love, because that is a big bastard. You know what I mean? Like, that boy is a clean, 7 foot? And,
look like it.
And
close
I think,
to it if he isn't, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? The element I love right now with the bloodline, especially with Tama, with Tonga and everything. Does Hikuleo got something he needs to tell us?
Damn.
Hey, might need to get my boy on the phone or something. But the thing I actually love that I kind of hope that they talk about is, as of right now, the only person of the bloodline that is a member of the Anoa family is Solo. Everybody else is related to Haku. You know what I mean? So, like, I can see them playing that into, like, you bring in outsiders. Like, even though, like, the bond is there, you know what I mean? Obviously, people that know, like, Jacob Fatu's father, Tama Tonga, the original Tama Tonga, was teaming with Haku. You know what I mean? Like, they had a team in the 80s. So it, obviously it's all connected, but at the same time, like, I could see Roman coming back and be like, yo, what in the hell is this? Like, what are y'all, you know what I mean? What are y'all doing?
I feel like they need to utilize that family tree a little bit more. They need to throw it up on the screen whenever they have someone new, because I'm like, who is connected to who? And then people are saying that Tama has another brother as well. So I'm like, okay, where are we going here?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you got Lance, you got Zilla Fatu, you have I think
that's who I want to see. Zilla. That's who I want to see. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look, that young boy, he raw. He raw.
Yeah.
If anybody is their daddy's son, it is him. Because
no question, that motherfucker gets down.
Shoot, I just found out that there's a Fatu brother that is like a deathmatch wrestler. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like, there's a lot. They in the trenches and everything. Tongaloa messed up his debut spot
slightly,
a little bit.
Hey, man, even Jordan missed, dog.
Oh yeah, without question. I just felt terrible because it was like, prior to that clip coming out, it was just nothing but like the worst of him in New Japan. That was all on the timeline.
Oh no!
And I'm thinking like, all right, boom, Tama gonna come in, he gonna show up. I'm like, damn, dog, you messing up the spots already. But you know what? Nerves.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
This is WWE. This is first time, the biggest platform he's been on, probably.
Whoa, wait. So I thought he wasn't in WWE before.
Nah. Oh no,
I
he
think
was.
he had.
He was.
Yeah, he had
Oh,
one
he was?
match in NXT.
Camacho.
He was Camacho. He was with.
Oh, dang. You know
Yeah, he
what?
was
I totally
Camacho.
forgot about that.
Okay.
I was not watching the game at the time, so those are lost.
I forgot
Those are
all
lost
about
memories. Yeah, because they were who was the dude that it was the Sin Cara that was beating up people backstage. Yeah, that
That.
was
He talking.
yeah, not Mystico, but yeah, the one that took over for Sin Cara, the one that was just like fading up everybody. That was his partner.
Punch Out. I know what you're talking about.
So they made him Latin.
I don't think they said that. I don't think they said that.
Okay.
He just had chulo attire on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like he had the dicky pants.
Yeah,
like tank top,
glasses,
the glasses. He was riding on the bike. You know what I mean? Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Sure. But
Okay.
but like I said, on Mass and Car, I remember. Yeah, I can't remember what he was like. I can't remember what his actual name was. But the important thing is we're getting Gorillas of Destiny in WWE, something that has been talked about for, gosh, like nearly 10 plus years. And like you were saying, Lo, like this just adds to a rejuvenated tag team division, right? I can actually see them putting the tag team titles on them relatively quick. You know what I mean?
Just ending Theory in them real quick.
You got to establish something, man. You gotta put like your stamp, like because I can
get the theme song though. Can we please get the theme song?
The theme, no, dog. This is Def Rep. What we talking about? Come on,
come on, dog. That's one of the best themes ever.
Come on. Don't even know why you asked that question.
Because I'm optimistic, man. You out here shooting down my dreams all the time.
I know, man. You was out here thinking you was going to be champion tonight, but here we are.
Ooh.
Okay.
Hey, you can find me on. No, I'm saying.
Since we're already on the topic of the bloodline, they did have a face-off with Jey Uso. And like I said, the seeds were already planted with the attack on Jimmy. I know Jimmy's injured; he's going to be out for a while. But when with this particular backstage segment setting up, I do think that is how we bring Jacob Fatu in, because I feel like Solo's like, yeah, I ain't forget about you, pimp. I ain't forget about you, dog. You know what I mean? And like I said, we know WWE when it comes to like their quote unquote draft joints, doesn't really matter. But I can see them sending Jacob Fatu to Raw to annihilate Jey Uso.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say annihilate, I mean annihilate.
I got you.
Yeah.
Like how The Rock did Cody.
Worse.
Oh, worse? Oh,
worse.
Damn.
Worse.
So you don't see Jacob actually teaming up with Roman. You see him going with Solo.
Yeah.
I would have it with Solo. Like now, I may do it where Jacob acts like he's with Jay, and then puts him in, like, gives him a false insecurity, and then ends him. That way, I would do that. But nah, he ultimately ends up with Solo. That's where he should be.
Because the only reason I asked was because I'm thinking, like, when Roman does come back, who does he come back? I mean, obviously the Usos, but my man Mac,
brother Mac.
What's up, brother?
What's up, man?
What's going on with you, man?
What's going on, Queen?
Hello, how are you?
Blessed and highly favored.
Hell yeah.
Sounds about right.
Hell yeah.
I see you, Joe. I see you, Joe.
But no, this is what I need from, because like I said, the Roman Uso reuniting, like that's gonna move like numbers, right?
Yes, sir.
But in order to like get there, the violence that gets bestowed on Jey Uso is gonna hit a lot different than Jimmy. And the reason why, Jey Uso is like the guy, like people love Jey Uso, right?
Main event
main event Jey Uso. Can you imagine the last thing you see on Monday Night Raw after like he gets destroyed is like them paying into the crowd and somebody crying? Yeah,
It's worse if it's a kid too.
that's what.
Oh yes, give us the tears. So hey man, I'm just saying, if we gonna do this right.
Go all the way. Go all the way.
Hey,
I don't know.
Bro got the whole world behind him right now, bro. We seen it in France.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting to see where they go, throughout the whole, European tour, how they react to him. But the whole world is behind Jay. So right now, like maybe that it's always good to have an absence of the king. You know what I'm saying? Being Roman Reigns. So with him being out, it's good because you can get used to somebody, especially being the champion for like over a rack. You know what I mean? So with him coming back, it's going to, it's always that wrestling feelings like, dang, we ain't seen him in a minute. That's, you know what I'm saying? We appreciate you. We finally appreciate you, bro. Like, let's see what you're gonna do next. And so now, with it, kind of looked like they setting him to be a face and having a little civil war with the bloodline within the bloodline. Super dope.
So I guess my question is, if you're gonna have Solo, Tonga brothers, and Jacob, Roman, Uso, do you need another member with that, or is that good enough to, push the needle forward?
oh, buddy, you forgot about someone.
Yeah.
The honorary Oos. How did you? What you mean? They got a fourth person. They got a fourth.
Oh, you mean the white man that caused this entire issue?
That's the whole point, buddy.
That's who we want back.
Yes. I'm just telling you what's gonna happen.
Okay, all right. You got.
You know what? And if that happens, I'm siding fully with the Bloodline Wolfpack because they're not making good executive decisions over there. You know what I mean? Like
you say, they Rey Mysterio out here being naive, trusting the wrong people.
Hey, look, we'll tap back. We'll tap back into Bloodline in a second, but going on to the next match, Bayley defending her title against Tiffany Stratton and Naomi. I love that Naomi is a European legend. You know what I mean? She is getting I legit every time I see Naomi, I smile because I feel like she forgets that she's wrestling and she's just soaking in everything. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like getting the flowers she deserves. Once again, started with Lo. What did you think of the match as far as, I guess, the story that was being told? Clearly, Tiffany Stratton playing an excellent heel. Wolfpack all day. Naomi, Bayley having a little conflict, but starting out, because I saw something where a couple people are already writing off this title run for Bayley. I don't know why. I don't get it. I don't know. But what do you think?
Fickle.
I think it's fickle, yes, but I think it's too early to write it off. She has only been champion for a month now. I think give it some time. Just because she's not over here wrestling every week doesn't mean that her title run is, a fail. I think this was a great first title defense. The thing that kind of bothered me was obviously Naomi taking the pin, but I understand it because they're trying to build Tiffany up. I think Tiffany has been amazing on the main roster. I remember seeing interviews from her months ago where she felt like she wasn't ready to be on the main roster, but I think she's proven herself wrong. She's been able to be in the ring with these legends and have very good matches, and that crowd loves her. When they had the press conference in France, the way that the crowd interacts with her is amazing. And the way that they interacted with Naomi as well, it felt like a rave when she came out. It was so amazing. But I did like the end of the match, even though it was a little bit weird. I don't know if it was supposed to end when it did. It was a little bit when they replayed. It was a little bit weird. Yeah, but I thought the camaraderie between Naomi and Bayley was really nice at the end because we know that they're friends in real life, and the fact that Naomi had that moment with her. I just thought it was really nice, and I'm glad that they got to share that together.
Do you think we build to a singles match between Bayley and Naomi? I feel like that's a dynamic that they can explore. I feel like Tiffany Stratton is very much like, by the time we get to Mania 41, I can absolutely see Tiffany Stratton having her like crowning moment with whatever title. But I feel like Naomi, and it was a argument people made back when she returned. Let the WrestleMania season pass through, then you'll really see like the push that Naomi gets. And I feel like in this new regime, like they have to look at what the reactions that Naomi's getting. You know what I mean? Like I feel like the previous regime, like they just did not capitalize that at all. Do you see that with Naomi? And the next question is, do you think this is where the main roster should introduce a mid-card women's title? Because she would be, in my opinion, a perfect inaugural champion.
I agree with you. I think Naomi came at a very interesting time back to WWE. And I think WWE did kind of fail the last time in her run, specifically when she was women's champion. They didn't capitalize on the glow belt. They really weren't, putting her on that pedestal that she should have been on as a women's champion. I hope that she ends up being champion again. I think that with Triple H kind of, steering the ship now, I think we really could see a title reign from her. And I hope it's one that, does span a couple months. I hate the ones where it's like, oh, she won it Friday and then she lost it 2 Fridays after that. I think Naomi has put so much time and effort into her craft. I think it's about time that she rightfully so gets her flowers. But I think the incorporation of a women's mid-card title, I would love to see it, but I need them to book it properly. I think so many times we introduce these titles, specifically like the women's tag titles when they first came about. It was such a great idea. It was something that we really wanted, but along the way, it kind of seemed like it kind of got lost in the sauce. They didn't know what to do. They didn't have established tag teams. With this title being a singles title, I feel like it's a little bit easier to make those matchups, have good matches on Raw, SmackDown, the pay-per-views, etc., PLEs. But this would be a great time. We're seeing a lot of change within the wrestling industry, specifically WWE. And I think incorporating that title would be good for those women like Naomi or Nia Jax, or there's so many women to choose from that it's like, if they're not going for those Raw or SmackDown titles or NXT titles, what are they doing? They're either in a tag team or they're just having a feud without a title. So I think we definitely are missing something in there. So hopefully they do incorporate it. I know I got a little flack a couple weeks ago because I was like, what if they brought back a reincarnated Divas title? And everyone's like, here we go. Divas title.
People love that title.
I'm about to say, people love that joint.
I think it looked great on Tiffany Stratton. I think it would fit her persona perfectly. But if it were to be on like a Naomi, I would want it to have that glow effect and stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe not the Divas title, but something that I don't want to say personalized for each person that had it, because that's going to be expensive. But if they had something of the sort like that, that would be amazing.
Without question. Nolo, as somebody who has not won any title matches lately, do you think that Tiffany Stratton, what would you see next for her, especially going forward? Because between now and Mania, I love the idea of her, Tiffany just coming out with I don't need to beat y'all. I got my own title. You know what I mean? And then that builds to a little unification match. But between her and Naomi, and then obviously you have the Queen of the Ring tournament coming up. Can you see her entering that, winning it? What do you see?
I see her being Miss Money in the Bank personally, and she's gonna turn that into the pinkest suitcase ever. Just running around, it's gonna be bejeweled out, doing her thing, going shopping with it, having a great time. But yeah, that's where I personally see Tiffany Stratton going. As someone said, she has had an amazing run in the main roster, especially at Elimination Chamber. I thought she did amazing there. And that crowd, and we always talking about a crowd loving her. That what were they in Perth crowd?
Australia? Yeah,
love some Tiffy time. and I think they're definitely going to capitalize on that one. I need them to capitalize on Naomi. Another thing that we have seen is that we as people, the crowd, everyone loves her. So I don't see why she can't get like another shot at like a belt.
Before I pass it to Chaz and Mac, I remember when we were at NXT and for Stand and Deliver, and when we were walking around, I heard a kid say, "Oh, we're not going to miss Tiffy time." And I wanted to burst his bubble, and I'm like, "Yo, you're not gonna see her at all because she's not here. She's not. She's not on the card at all.
You at the wrong show, buddy.
might as well just ruin your dreams beforehand." But yeah, but to Chaz and Mac, what did you think about the match?
I thought the match was sensational. I thought from start to finish, it definitely did the job what it needed to for Tiffany. It showed like, okay, she's real. She has everything she needs to be pushed in the right space, from her in-ring work to her abilities to the mic skills to the attire to the way she plays to the crowd. She has it. It's so refreshing to see this new crop of talent that seems like they've been here before. They got it already from Tiffy to Carmella. I mean, Carmella obviously had a long history before coming to NXT, or Obafemi. You know what I mean? Like, just seeing this young crop of talent that seems to already have it figured out before anything, and more importantly, they're coachable. They want to learn. They want to get better. They want to be pushed in the right space. So when you have those elements, it's hard not to think about seeing Tiffany in those different lights. You mentioned something, Lo, about like a mid-card title. I'm curious to see what comes about with the North American women's title at NXT, and who's going to be the first champion, how that goes about. Because again, if you are talking about trying to put gold around some of these names, maybe you don't go on an NXT route. Maybe you do go on a route where it's like a WWE star getting it first, and then creating like a storyline like why did this person come in and steal our shine, and then whoever you're going to push in that angle, have them taking it and have them run off to the races with it. But I'm happy that the potential is there for this women's division. I'm happy that it's being pushed in the right spaces, in the right frames, and we're gonna have a good, long, enjoyable run all the way to this next WrestleMania, because now you really have all three brands circulating and firing all pistons. And this women division, I feel like, and I mean, I could be wrong or whatever the case may be, but I feel like this women division is really going to kind of be the flag bearers for this new regime moving forward.
Brother Mac, as a one champion to another, somebody who I deeply respect, somebody who actually wins in what they do and everything they do. BGW title, multiple time greatest BGW champion of all time. What do you see for Bayley going forward? Because like I said, Bayley's kind of in that, I'm not going to say a weird spot, but obviously you got to get to the next point, right? Mm-hmm. There's no more damage control, so that's done, right? Yeah, I'm looking at a Naomi feud in the future. Blair Davenport was just drafted to SmackDown. But what would you do for Bayley going forward?
I would just keep going, because with Bayley being the champion right now, it kind of reminds me of the initial run with Gunther. Like, everybody was like, why? Like, not everybody like us. We know, we was in the know. And we know, like, we intelligent, saying wrestling fans or whatever. So we knew, what was about to happen, or not necessarily what was about to happen, but what could happen with his title run. So a lot of, like what Chaz was saying about, wrestling fans being fickle earlier with Bayley, like we wanted this. It was an exciting moment when she got champion. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. So now she got it. So let it marinate, let it cook, and then let her do her thing with building other talents up. She has the know-it-all. She has the experience. She has the total package to move forward as a champion. And let's just see how her character builds up as well. We know her as being the huggable belly. We know her as being the heel. Let's just see her how she can be as a face champion. With all this being said, let's just let it unfold. Let's just let it unfold.
I like that. That's why I respect you as a champion and a man. So
can I ask y'all a question real quick?
No.
Please.
No. Stop that. No, Chaz. Let's stop for a second. Nah. We ain't about to let that one slide. Man, fuck you, nigga. Let's not.
Whoa. I can't salute a man for his response. You see what I'm saying?
I'm glad you took that wholesome title out your name, nigga.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh no, it's not wholesome anymore. No.
You did that because I came here with pure animosity right now, bro. This is not the time to be friendly, buddy no more. Kendrick let out the president.
Yeah.
He hell. Like this is the time. This is the time where I'm gonna let everybody know how I really feel now. So go ahead, go what you about to say, and guess what? This shit ain't gonna be like this shit.
I thought it was rude that he interrupted Chaz's question, but
exactly.
Well, we know.
Yeah,
no, Chaz was just being the great brother that he was being, and was trying to make it so he could move on to another. You was hoping I wasn't coming here today. You really was. You was hoping I wasn't coming here today. I came here. Why would I not? Because I knew you might be all nice and all that fuck shit. But guess what? We here today. We here.
How many times did you listen to the Kendrick diss?
About 20, but who's counting?
Yeah.
And Lo, it didn't help that I named him Kendrick. It didn't help at all. At all. I didn't know he was gonna take it to this space. The other two brothers left it where it was. Not this guy. I take like 30%. This is my fault. I'll take that.
Definitely.
It's all good, bro.
Jey Uso, Damian Priest, World Heavyweight title match. I was alluding to it earlier, and I think I said it on the podcast. I really think it'd be an absolute shame if Jey Uso never won a world title at least within a year. Like, I kind of came up with, like, Gunther wins the world title, Jey Uso would be the perfect person to take it from him. Jey Uso, he's got it, man. Like, I know somebody said that, like, his ceiling might be Intercontinental title. I don't see it anymore. Maybe a year ago, sure. He is absolutely world champion material. Damian Priest, while I'm happy for him, I do see him as a transitional champion. Like, I do not see him making it past Clash of the Castle. I definitely see that going to Drew McIntyre in Glasgow. But from the standpoint of but for Jey Uso, I'd love to get you guys' thoughts. Doesn't it seem like he has became, I don't know, man. I just feel like he's getting like the pops, like not to diminish Cody's. Like, I don't see his crowd, but I just see Jay getting like bigger pops than what he is. Has an interest that's interactive with the crowd. People obviously gravitate towards him. What do you guys think?
I think it's the song. I think it's the enthusiasm that he has. You know what I mean? I think it's easy to be a part of that. With Cody, it's like all you're doing is yelling one part, or you're singing the whole song if you live in France. But there's only that one part. With Jey Uso, I feel like you can really bump with him the full time he's coming to the ring. You know what I mean? And
I don't mean to interrupt you. I just want to interject this real quick. When the match happened, like the match kind of started out very quiet, but as the match progressed and it looked like, oh, they might do it. Like, the crowd just went like unglued. So and please continue, but I just wanted to point that out. Like, the crowd clearly wants to see Jey Uso make major moves.
it was just so exciting to see that entrance. And at Mania, it was kind of like that too. But I don't even feel like at Mania it was as big as it was in France. I would have to go back and compare what Mania looked like, because sitting in my seat, I saw some people, moving their arms up and down. But
Frozen to
in
death.
France, it's
Yeah.
like, I don't think anyone, like it from the view of it, it looked like everybody in there was up. It was a good match, like you said, but I am very intrigued by this Judgment Day mess going on. We saw JD come out, then we saw Finn Balor come out. I don't think Damian Priest is focused. I think he's trying to focus, but I think that Judgment Day is distracting him. And I think they are probably going to be the reason as to why he loses that championship, because he's not fully focused. He's trying to play almost dad to these guys, telling them, stay in the back. I told you I didn't need your help. But they're running around like kids trying to get involved in his match. I think that's honestly going to be how he loses the title. He's not focused enough.
I do think when it comes to Priest, like, there is a strong babyface run. Like, I think people have been clamor about it. With Priest, like I said, I'm very happy that he's gotten his moment as world champion, but I don't want to say that he's not it. You know what I mean? Like, he's sketched his way into the record books and everything like that. But like, I think, like you were saying, the dynamic of Judgment Day, since Rhea's not here no more, we've lost Dom. You know what I mean? We're now just have JD McDonough and Finn Balor, which the match between Priest and Finn Balor could be an absolute banger. I personally, if y'all walk with me real quick on this vision I got, right? SummerSlam, hear me out, right? We get Finn Balor and JD McDonough, which makes sense because Balor trained JD McDonough, so they got that bond there, right? Them two against Damian Priest and Bad Bunny.
Ooh.
Come on, walk with me. Walk with me on this path real quick. I know y'all see it.
Then that would suggest that it's going back to Puerto Rico, or you gonna have it in the States?
No, just do it in SummerSlam.
SummerSlam in Cleveland.
Yeah, do it in SummerSlam.
Oh, right. I'm
That's
sorry.
fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking about, they did boo Bianca. The fuck out of here.
Now,
Yeah,
I do want
to think about like people like me and Bad Bunny, bro. Like, we were renowned everywhere we go. So
I heard that.
yeah, so
I'm gonna take a shot to that, brother.
Yeah, go ahead, brother. And look here, I'm with you. I got the good Dak.
Hey, look.
That's what we call in Louisiana. The good Dak.
I ran out of my drink, but one champion to another, my brother.
One, man, you know what I'm saying? Cheers, not you, Nolo. Lo, you can cheers with us. But we well renowned people wherever we go. You know what I'm saying?
Justice
So
for
many
Nolo.
Thank you.
Can I point?
Man, this is
Hold on,
great.
I
See,
apologize.
look at this support.
Can I point something out that I clocked this weekend? And Chaz and DMac, you can contest to this, right?
Yeah, not Nolo.
What's that?
For 5 years, we have heard wholesome Nolo Green. I'm a babyface XYZ.
Mhm.
During this entire Kendrick and Drake thing, what's the one thing he's always been talking about? Negativity. Right?
Negativity, dog.
If I'm not mistaken, wholesome people don't thrive off negativity. They thrive off of what? Positivity.
Positivity.
Right?
Yeah.
You see that arrogant ass shrug he just did, right?
Yeah.
That heel. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, brother. Okay.
I felt it.
Can I not enjoy a lyrical destruction of someone and
With
not
Nolo?
find great happiness in it?
We ain't talking about that.
All right, I'll talk about. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something else that made me very happy. There's two moments at WrestleMania that brought me great joy. One was meeting Willow. Second was watching my brother to my right be so sad when his homie, his countryman lost his title in 5 minutes, and how much it like brought sadness to him because he just
See the time
he called
shit
it.
I'm talking about. Because
No. You brought this on yourself. I was chilling. I was having a great time.
You see what I'm
And
saying?
why somebody downfall you joy? Like,
But I'm supposed to say
because
here
it's
with you
Nick.
that he wholesome. Wow. Now you're saying my government on the pod. Wow. All right. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up.
The wholesome one.
Here you go, man. We good. We're good, buddy.
This is why I called you Nas. Because you're peaceful until you get played with. And then I gotta pull out ether to show you I'm not with the shit.
Continuing on, right? The women's tag team title match can be kind of constituted as a bit of a controversial match, right? Obviously, first, let's talk about the positives. Jade, Bianca, Black women, world tag team champions, filled my heart up with joy out here rocking the red, looking like a prime Harlem Heat with the outfits. You know what I mean? Like, I loved it. Top notch, all across the board.
And how happy they looked.
Oh, it was beautiful
Yes.
moment, man. Beautiful moment, like I said. But obviously there was a bit of miscommunication during the match. Which let's just knock this out. It happens to the absolute best. Every wrestler, I'm sure, at some point has messed up, or they've had a brain freeze, or they, like I said, they just, you know what I mean? Like, the chemistry's not there, right? So for the people that have criticized Jade Cargill for, I saw a couple of people be like, "Oh, this is why they should have put her in XYT." Shut up, because that's absolutely ridiculous, right? It's ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Lo, starting with you, how would you assess the overall match? Because, like I said, I do think that the chemistry between all four just wasn't there. Could have been a bad night, you know what I mean? Like, not every match is going to be, like I said, like a smooth sailing. I just feel like, unfortunately, too many people put that blame on Jade. And I actually do think, and you can kind of see in her face, I feel like Jade might have been a little hard on herself because kind of the way that the interaction was at the end of the match. But what is your assessment on it?
So it's interesting that you say they didn't really have any chemistry in that match, because I've been keeping an eye out, and they've been kind of running variations of this match at house shows for a couple weeks now. So, you know, they've been able to solidify some of those tag team moves with Bianca and Jade at these house shows and stuff like that. And we saw that come into play in the match, which I thought was amazing. That ref, I feel like really, that ref was the reason. I feel like the ref was the reason why the match kind of went left. Because all the women looked confused after he was like, "She's not the legal person. She's not the legal person." And everyone on Twitter was like, "What? Like, when was the last time the ref told somebody that they weren't a legal person?" I haven't seen that lately. But then it didn't make any sense because Kyrie tagged Asuka, but she wasn't the legal person. So why would she have tagged her? She should have just got out the ring and let Asuka go in. It was very weird the way they did it. And like I said, I think it brought confusion. I noticed on commentary they brought up that Jade is not that experienced and that Bianca has had these experiences that could help Jade, which I didn't really like that too much. I felt like they really didn't have to say that. Like, if anyone follows, you know, Jade's journey and they do their research and they've seen the promos that she's cut and stuff like that, they'll know that she hasn't had a long history in professional wrestling. I didn't feel like that was really needed, especially right before the match. I thought the finisher that she did was absolutely amazing. It showed off her strength. And I've been seeing it all over the place, and I'm glad. So, like I said, I think it was the ref. I think the ref really screwed things up. I feel like it could have been handled a little bit differently. I don't know how, but I feel like it could have. But I feel like that threw a wrench 100% in the match.
What about you, gentlemen? What do you think?
I think the match could have been better. And I caveat on everything that Lo said about the referee. The referee must be kin to Harvey Dock. If y'all know who Harvey Dock is the same referee that was trying to save Devin Haney from that ass whipping Ryan Garcia. Gave Devin Haney a couple of weeks ago.
Oh man!
So maybe he was in with the Kabuki Warriors and was like, you know what? Hey, look, look here. Hey, we're gonna try to save you just a tad bit, but no, all seriousness, yes. They should have, kept it a little bit more professional, a little bit tactful of, Jade Cargill's history with professional wrestling. Like, we're not dumb. We're not dumb. We know she hasn't been on the scene as long as Bianca. And it seems like, with everything that WWE is doing with Bianca, as far as like not giving her, but because she earned the spot that she's in. I'm not going, let me caveat with that. Let me say that first. But she's the first woman to be number one draft pick. Well, the third woman to be number one draft pick in like forever. Right.
But the first black woman.
First black woman. First black woman to do it. So I think it's a lot of things they're trying to do to make sure that Bianca's happy with Jade Cargill coming to the company, because even with us, we always try to pin them together. Like, let's be honest, they look similar. They great black women professional wrestlers. So when she came over here, we're like, ooh, we can't wait for this WrestleMania match to happen. Now they together. So for WWE to do that, it seems like they're trying to save. They trying to be diplomatic in the situation. They trying to make sure that they keep, Jade happy, and they trying to keep Bianca happy. But I feel like they kind of dropped the ball with, talking about the negativities of Jade. But overall with the match, it could have been a little bit better. I ain't gonna lie to you. It could have been a little bit better.
Nolo?
I mean, it was just the flow of the match with me. That's all good. Sometimes every match ain't gonna hit. But I know one thing that hit, like Lo mentioned earlier. That finish the Jade. Had Kyrie up there, that transitions. I didn't care about the rest of it. This was perfect. I was like, that's how you end this. This works out perfectly for me.
We got the ending that we wanted. We got the ending that we wanted.
That's all that matters.
Chaz, you got anything to add?
Yeah. I stamp everything that y'all said. I just think that, it will never be able to get, not never, but it's so hard every single time to get away from the unfair and unjust sometimes criticism that Black women get when it comes to this space. And it comes to wanting them to just be perfection, right? You probably wouldn't say those same things towards any male, to be honest. But with that being said, I think Jade is at the right place at the right time with the right heart and the right mind. I always say that, especially when I'm going through something. But I think Jade being with Bianca, being with Naomi, being, like I said, coachable, being someone that wants to get better, being somebody that seems like she knows she has this just aura about it, what she does, but it seems as if, and I haven't seen anything, and when I look at her, it just seems like she's very humble, very approachable, very coachable, wants to learn, wants to get better, wants to refine the tools. You can see it, like she did a springboard off the rope, and I had never seen that from her in AEW. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh shit, she went in the bag for that. Okay, there is the development. You see the progress. It's only going to get better because she wants to get better, and it's only going to get better because the people around her want to get better. It's only going to get better because she's in an environment where they're ingratiating her, and she wants to be top of the top. She said it in countless interviews, countless promos. She wants to be the top dog, and the only way you get there is continuously rehoning and retooling your craft. So yes, it was sloppy in certain parts, but that's not all on Jade. We just spoke on it. That had a lot to do with the rep, and it confused everybody. But like Max said, and this was kind of the question I was leading to, you have to be patient. You have to let this thing develop. And it feels like we're in a space now. I hope that we're now allowing things to develop. We're now being more patient with these people. We're now seeing how if you let things cook properly and you add the right ingredients over time, it's gonna taste amazing. Case in point, the bloodline story. People were so ready to end it at so many points, but it just kept getting better. It kept getting more interesting. It kept developing in the right way. It ended perfectly. Why did it end perfectly? Because you had 4 years of it developing. That's patience. That's time. That's you curated that. It should be the same for these black women. It should be the same for this whole new era we're in. If you want to see this person go to the levels that we think she can and we know she can go, then you're gonna have to be patient and let it be, and stop wanting this product to just be perfect out the gate, because no product is never perfect out the gate. And once we understand that and accept that, the sky's the limit.
Right. And also my bad, man. I mean, my bad, Nick. But look at the Big Show. The Big Show, when he first came to WWE.
I was about to flick out my cigar. Right.
Like when he very first came in, he was the Big Show. He was an attraction, like similar to Jade, but they brought him down to developmental. They brought him down way to VCW to get better. Matter of fact, they pinned him with the Undertaker.
Yep.
To get better. You get what I'm saying? Because it was similar to what he was as a big man wrestler. So they needed to put him with a veteran wrestler that was, similar to what his liking was, not necessarily to his moveset, but to get the psychology down, to get to his time and everything down pat. Because over there where he was, WCW, AEW now, it wasn't up to par to the production that WWE needed into like in-ring talent. So we was patient with him. We need to be
extremely
patient with him.
Bianca and Jade as tag team champions, and if an eventual feud comes for it, I do think it will. But if it never happens, it doesn't happen. But the representation that they talked about last night, you know what I mean, was very important. You know what I mean? Like, essentially, they're saying like at this point, like that is a necessity. It's a requirement. You know what I mean? Like they had Lotto tweeting about or putting an IG thing about them. You know what I mean? Like it's essential, right? Jade is very much somebody like WWE is getting everything that they want out of Jade Cargill. She looks the part. She's somebody that you can send for like the ambassador. You know what I mean? Like when you need to slot somebody in those important premieres, business meetings, XYZ. Same thing with Bianca. Like I was talking to Nolo before. Bianca is in the forefront of every poster for every PLE up until SummerSlam. Not in the background, in the forefront, right?
As she should be.
And even put it in just to put it even in context, you have Clash of the Castle happening in Glasgow. Who's in the front? Bianca. The countryman, Drew McIntyre, is off on the side. You know what I mean? So clearly, and Jade's on that poster too. Same thing. I think she's maybe right behind Bianca, but clearly they see money in them too, in Bianca and Jade. And like everybody's like just reiterating, like when it comes to Jade Cargill, I have all the patience in the world, right? If I have to have patience, and you tell me I have to have patience for some random wrestler popping up on AEW, you know what I mean? I'm going to have that exact same, if not more, for Jade, because I know where Jade Cargill is going. I know where Jade Cargill has been. She is somebody who, and truthfully, maybe this is something that miscommunication was something that she needed. You know what I mean? It just makes you better. You know what I mean? It just makes you better in your craft, right? And having her with Bianca just adds to that even more. Having her around Naomi adds to it even more. I guarantee if that's the route they're going for Mania in Las Vegas for next year, that absolutely is a main event. And I'm not talking about main event, you just throw that stipulation up there. I'm talking about the last match of that card. That is a match that will absolutely do it.
I
No
will
question.
fall to my knees at Allegiant Stadium if that is the main event.
Oh,
on
without,
any night.
without question. Without question. And then finishing out Backlash, we don't have to go too far into this. Cody Rhodes, AJ Styles, very pun intended, phenomenal match. But great match. AJ beating the washed allegations because he put on a performance. The way somebody described Cody was perfect. Somebody that has the humbleness of somebody that is the face of the company, but has the swagger of a new champion.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Switches up the style a little bit. You know what I mean? It's not you can kind of tell like it's not a desperation for him to win the match. Like it's more of like I'm the champion now. This is how we're doing. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I thought it was a great match.
Kicking out of the burning hammer at one.
That ridiculous.
that was wild.
That move was crazy.
I
was like, what the fuck is that? And then and then Nick dropped the homework, and I was like, oh, this move is
I know that upset Scotland so much.
Let me tell y'all something real. Kenta Kobashi is in my top 5 of all time, right? I love everything Kenta Kobashi does. Kenta Kobashi defeated 7 people with the burning hammer. And keep in mind, that was 7 times over the course of like 7 years. So it was like he did the move like every year. It was a super finisher. To see the disrespect that these white men are doing to that move is infuriating because what do you mean you kicked out at 1 at the burning hammer? What?
It just showed that they didn't do it right.
Colonizer.
Just
shout out to Kendrick.
But I digress. What we can get into, though, gentlemen, is we have a coronation to take place on this podcast. We have a coronation.
You don't be singing.
Oh, wait.
Yes, we have a coronation time. So everybody, so we here at BGW would like to be the first to give our full endorsement to Lo being the mayor of Las Vegas WrestleMania weekend. When I talked, my beautiful lady, she described earlier how the timing of this was absolutely perfect because the universe works in mysterious ways. They announced Las Vegas yesterday, and we knew that you were coming on the podcast. She was like, we should absolutely do everything to declare you the mayor of the podcast. And shout out to the brother. Our brother Decent for even bringing it up. But WrestleMania going to Las Vegas, I feel terrible for the people of Minnesota, but you got to take this L.
Tough break, buddy. You not Las Vegas. I'm sorry. Hey, I could understand that you're missing out. You like, dang, we really want Mania.
This is way better.
There's levels.
Yeah. So, Mayor Lo, please tell us what WrestleMania in Las Vegas means for the wrestling space.
Honestly, I'm very nervous for these people. I feel like 5 days in Las Vegas, they should be nervous. Please be prepared. Bring your liquid IV. Drink water. I think it's going to be very exciting. I mean, this is the entertainment capital of the world. There's so many places that you can host shows that I've seen people, throwing around the idea of, having Raw or SmackDown or both at the Sphere, which I'm not a fan of, which I will get to. But there's all these amazing venues all around town. You have Wale Mania, you have the different wrestle swaps and stuff like that. I think it's going to be amazing. I think everyone, like I said, needs to be safe, needs to be hydrated. Like, you might get out here and think you could drink alcohol all 5 days. Please drink water. Please bathe. Please put on deodorant. Just do the essentials.
That part right there.
Bathe heavy.
Bathe heavily.
The essentials. Let them know.
I love the reaction from people. People are so excited to come to Vegas. But I mean, it's exciting. WrestleMania hasn't been here in so long. The last time WrestleMania was here was the 90s. I was not a wrestling fan back then. So
1993.
Yes, I wasn't even born. So it's going to be an amazing time. I'm really looking forward to, all the different installations. The, WWE World's going to be amazing. I'm excited.
I need them to go crazy on the set. Like the actual Wrestlemania set, I need something like magnificent. I saw you mention on Twitter there was a couple of places that people should not go for the hotel, and I believe one was called the Cactus Clown, if I'm not mistaken.
Circus.
Okay.
Yes.
Circus.
Give us the details. What is that?
So Circus is a hotel that is located south of the Strip. So the further south that you go on the Strip, the more nervous you should be. So you have Circus and you have the Strat. Those are two hotels that I absolutely would not stay at, even if they paid me $1 million. Circus was actually the first family-friendly hotel in Las Vegas. So they have like an indoor theme park there. It's catered towards kids, but it's a hot mess. I would not stay there. They supposedly have a good steakhouse. Haven't tried it, but maybe people will try it that weekend. The Strat is the same thing. It's a dangerous area. Don't walk over there at night. I wouldn't even walk over there during the day. It's just, it's not safe. It's cheap. It'll probably go up because I know at least Circus is an MGM property, and they're going to be charging up the wazoo during that time. But even if it's cheaper than everything else, please do not book there. If you really care about your life, do not book there.
Hey, Circus is the same place where Tupac got shot.
Was it?
There you go. He was right by this. Yep, he was right over there.
Oh, so this place is haunted.
And it's he got shot when I was 6. I'm 33 now. They just found out who might have killed him.
Yes, might.
So now, there was another place you had mentioned, that Naked City, I believe you said it.
Yeah, so Naked City is around the Strat. So that's all of the areas that are surrounding over there. So it's like drugs, hookers, death, etc. Like, please do not walk over there at all. I actually just found out the other day. So there used to be a 7-Eleven over there, and it was like so much crime going on. The 7-Eleven shut down. Okay, if the 7-Eleven shut down, that's how you know it is crazy.
Goodness, might still get a Slurpee, but not that
Slurpee. Yeah.
Wow.
I agree with his comment. Palazzo, Venetian, MGM. I wouldn't say at the Luxor. I've heard that one's haunted. The Luxor. If you want to hear about the Luxor or the Circus or the Strat, definitely go on TikTok. The TikToks are true. Everything that they say, I've watched them. They're true. What else is a good property? Fontainebleau, Resorts World. But I know a lot of people have already booked their rooms, and there's rooms that aren't available, stuff like that. Be patient, because some of these hotels have not opened up their booking period yet. So a lot of the MGM properties are not available. They'll come along in the next couple months, but prepare to pay a good penny, because they're going to know that WWE is coming to town. They're going to upcharge people. So be prepared to open your wallet and give us your money.
Oh, it's going to be very expensive. Part of the reason why I was okay with Minnesota was because I'm like, I'm not going. So I'm not spending any money, but I'm not missing Las Vegas. Like, that's just do we anticipate several wrestling fans becoming broke over the weekend due to gambling addictions? Keep in mind, this is happening April 19th and April 20th. So it's not coinciding with the Final Four. It's not coinciding with the NFL draft. It is literally WWE that entire weekend. But that's not going to stop people from hitting up the casinos or anything like that. I definitely anticipate seeing somebody crying in the lobby of the hotel because they can't find their way home because they're broke.
Don't trust the strippers, okay? Don't go home with the stripper. That's what people really need to think about.
That should be the title of this podcast. Don't trust the stripper.
Don't trust
the strippers. Don't go to the strip club and spend all your money. You still have to go home. The fine dining, the gambling. Like, really think. Whenever I go on a trip, obviously, I put together like an itinerary, and I know people are going to do the same thing for Vegas, but be cognizant of how much money you have in your bank account. Be cognizant before you go to that table, before you go to that machine, and you put 100 in there when you don't have 100 to your name. Okay.
Have people already started hitting you up about like the scenery, like what to do, everything like that? So can we anticipate you putting out something like a guide for people?
Yes.
Maybe they're okay.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think the announcement had been dropped for 2 minutes, and I had people. So where should I go for dinner? Y'all are lucky I was in a good mood because I could have said Chili's.
We got some good ribs. I know that.
The baby
Triple Dipper's going up on TikTok. The mozzarella sticks.
Mozzarella sticks is always gonna hit.
There you
If
go.
you mess up mozzarella sticks, you're doing something wrong. But so just real quick, just this has nothing to do with WrestleMania. Drake has dropped a response to Kendrick Lamar.
Yes, he did.
It is called the Heart Part 6.
Yes.
When it came out just now,
it just came out.
Just came out.
So I'll tap in with that later on. You know what I mean? We'll keep it up with the graps. I do think WrestleMania.
I'm playing.
Oh, you sound like us at Chaz's joint on Friday.
Mac, we all left. We left just to go hear Kendrick drop. That's how bad it was.
It was Drake.
Bro, I even watched the whole I had to watch Canelo fight this morning. And y'all know how I feel about Nolo, man.
I do.
Yeah. WrestleMania being in Las Vegas, obviously that's a big deal. Obviously, it's a big money move. You know what I mean? I feel like the revenue just from that alone, making that switch from Vegas to instead of doing it in Minneapolis, absolutely major. Now you had mentioned you're not a fan of WWE doing anything at the Sphere, or is it just Raw and SmackDown?
So the Sphere is very small. I know it looks amazing, all the graphics and stuff, but it's a small venue. So you have to think about it like I would do NXT there because NXT is not drawing as much as a Raw or a SmackDown. I think a Raw or SmackDown could take place at like MGM Grand Garden Arena or Mandalay Bay, or they probably wouldn't go to Thomas and Mack or the T-Mobile Arena. That's the other arena that's pretty popular. They've had different events there as well. Like I said, keep the Sphere maybe for NXT. We've seen NXT exploring different opportunities, specifically in Las Vegas. They're having an NXT Battleground at the UFC Apex, which is the first time a wrestling event has occurred there. I don't know if they're test running that for WrestleMania weekend to see if it's something that they would do again. That's also a very small venue. So that's kind of why I said don't do the Raw or the SmackDown there, because it's going to be limited. Now, if you go down the street to the MGM, you go to T-Mobile, you're going to have that larger presence of fans.
I do think, because I know the UFC is doing a show at the Sphere, I believe sometime in October. So I do think that is going to indicate, depending on how well that does, if WWE does something. I also see, being that Las Vegas is pretty much UFC territory, I 100 can see UFC doing a fight night or a pay-per-view either the night before or the afternoon. So I can actually see them doing NXT Stand and Deliver on Saturday, the UFC card in the middle, and then WrestleMania following after that. To kind of like, I mean, if you think it makes sense if they're them having like a bundle package of get your WWE, get your UFC, add a little bit of the partnership. So
get Riddle back. Shit, put him in there.
Who?
Riddle.
Are his feet washed?
No.
Then no.
That's funny.
It's funny. Riddle was here. Like he was here on Saturday. Yeah, he was here in Norfolk on Saturday. It's just, and then the Mosaic Temple, that's small, so I know it was stinking in there.
Amen.
Nasty business. But
let's in there the last time we were there.
Oh God, it was awful. Sweet old man, but that was just terrible.
Yeah, man. He was nice to talk to until we couldn't talk no more.
Yeah. But let's flip the channel over to AEW. The Elite 2000.
2000.
They pretty much have ran. they have run roughshod over AEW. Obviously, we did not do a podcast the previous week, so we never got a chance to mention the attack on Tony Khan and everything like that. But something more important happened. They attacked Kenny Omega. I was upset. I did not, you know what I mean? Like, my man Kenny coming back from like finding death, and they out here attacking my mans, you know what I mean? How do we like the Elite storyline that's currently going? Has it drawn? So, well, let me ask you, what is your thoughts currently on AEW at the moment?
As a whole?
As a whole.
They're doing a little bit better with the women, I will say. They have some good storylines going on, but the whole Tony Khan involvement with this was something that I didn't see coming. Has Tony Khan even taken a bump before? The way that he jumped when Jack Perry hit him, I would assume he has not, but he probably practiced his little heart out that day and before. It's been interesting. Now, the fact that Kenny was taking bumps tells me that he's cleared. So I'm assuming maybe we'll see something at Double or Nothing with him, but that also leaves me to wonder, are we going to see the anarchy in the arena? We haven't heard from Hangman in a while. Like, there's so many factors involved. Jungle Boy coming back is obviously very interesting as well. I like AEW and what they have going on right now, but I want to know what's going to happen with the Elite. I think there's a lot of moving parts to it. You know, obviously now with Kenny back in the mix, who is on Kenny's side? Kenny cannot fight these men by himself.
I'm very much like, I'm locked in on AEW right now because I'm excited that I do think Willow and Mercedes are going to main event Double or Nothing. So I'm going to be locked into that, right?
Like they should.
I do like the Elite storyline from the perspective of I already don't like the Young Bucks, so it's very easy for me to boo them. And we're already setting up Kenny Omega and Okada at some point. Now, when that match happens, I don't know. The smart money would probably be if Kenny is truly all clear, all in. That's the perfect place to do that match. With that being said, I do think this Elite storyline could have hit a lot differently maybe a year prior and different circumstances. You know what I mean? So I do think that this storyline is what should have been the Elite versus CM Punk feud should have been. Because at that would have drew that probably would have took AEW to a whole different stratosphere.
But what was the reason?
Apparently, people don't like making money, dog. I don't know. I don't know.
Got too on, man. Their pride.
But do you guys feel as though they should have shown the footage when they did? Do you think that was smart on their part, or do you think they were just trying to grab what they could after CM Punk went on Ariel Helwani's podcast and basically shared and spilled all the tea?
Because if anything, like we said, Punk was right. So
he said exactly what happened in the video.
Exactly what happened. I don't know.
I think the reason why they showed it in the first place was to show like CM. I don't know if they were trying to pose it as CM Punk is this person who can't control himself. You know, he's backstage strangling men smaller than him. You got Hook over here who's just watching. His daddy's coming up after the fact. Chris Hero's having a goddamn mental breakdown because
Chris looked like he was about to cry.
I just feel like if that footage would have been shown a year before and this whole feud kind of would have taken place a year before, it would have hit different. It's exciting to watch now. It's a little bit funny when you got Tony Khan in the mix taking bumps, but at the same time, as a fan, it's like, why are you showing this now? Yes, I'm nosy, I'm going to watch it, but why show it a year after? It's somebody that's not in the company anymore. It's not like CM Punk's going to come over here and, you know, have a match with Jack Perry. What's the reason?
I like to think that they did not. Because if you think about it, the footage has no indication of like what they're doing with this current story. Like they didn't need to show the footage. They could have alluded to it you know what I mean? Like Jack Perry in promo could have been like, you know what I mean? Like, I took an ass whooping for you, Tony Khan. Like you didn't need to suspend me. You didn't need to show. You didn't need to show the footage, right? I do think, and every company has this period, right? It's happened to WWE. It happened to WCW. It's happened to TNA, where you're gonna go through a struggle period, right? WWE at one point was doing Monday Night Raws out of a high school gym. You know what I mean? Like, it happens. Like, the business and WWE right now is the most booming thing. When somebody said wrestling's not cool, WWE is cool, that made sense because for a casual fan, they're locked in on what WWE is doing. Now, for us, we're paying attention to like what's going on elsewhere, blah, blah, blah. AEW is trying to find that one thing that every company that goes through a struggle does, something that's going to capture the audience attention. With Kenny Omega coming back, I do think the heart of AEW is back. So Kenny has an ability to get people's attention, like, you know, draw, especially like from an emotional standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
From a hardcore wrestling fan, people have been wanting to see Kenny Omega and Okada one more time since their last match, which I think has been coming up on 5 years now, right? It's just like you were saying, what other players do you add to this? Like, yes, you got Hangman that could come back.
Please no Coda.
God no.
Please, for the love of anything, please no Coda.
Not the Golden Lovers hate.
No, we don't need this again.
Hold on.
Oh no, wait, hold on.
Wait.
Hold on. Wait. I have to clarify myself.
Myself.
Coda's old. And why? I don't want him nowhere near it.
The washed allegations they were giving AJ Styles is what I give to Kota Ibushi. Yeah. When I tell you the entire time I've seen Kota Ibushi make an appearance on AEW, I have cried. I have cried out of anger. I have cried out of disappointment. I have cried just at the mere fact, like, who are you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know you. I know Kota Ibushi. I don't know this old man.
Did you watch when Kota came back, not at the last WrestleMania, but in LA when he was doing all his GCW stuff?
I did see it. I did.
Okay, What were your thoughts on that? Did you feel like he was better there, or did you feel like has he been better in AEW for you?
He was there.
Okay.
Hey, Lo.
Yes.
This man. Nick was so hurt that he said, and I'll never forget it. You know what the world needs more of? Janitors. He's told to us and the viewers that my man should just be a janitor.
Oh no.
You know what we need more of? Refs. Oh, we need more referees. We need more referees, right?
Oh, Kota.
Now, if Kota pops up, hey, there's some battles I can't win.
I feel that would be Kenny's first choice, though. It would be Kota, but I don't know if Kota's injured or not. We haven't seen him in a hot minute, but that would be his first choice. I feel like the Cowboy is the second choice.
Do you remember
when we get done up immediately?
Do you remember earlier in the show when we were talking about Roman and the Usos bringing Sammy back and how they're not making intelligent decisions? That's Kenny if he does that. Like, why are you doing? Like, you have a young, healthy roster, right? Takeshita, bring him on. Riho. Look, ratings Riho, big money Riho, an actual worker.
Needle mover.
A needle mover. You know what Kota needs to do? Just move.
Oh. Go sit down.
I'm sorry.
Get that rocking chair.
My man went from janitor to referee.
To now a rocking chair.
To now a rocking
Not even in the ring.
Not even just away.
You know how like when you go to independent shows and they'll bring like a legend and he's the dignitary of like an important match on the card and he just goes and he waves. That's what Kota can do.
You want him to get his Kenta Kobashi on?
Don't even lock him in there. You know what I mean? Kota looks like he Kenta Kobashi looks like he can still get busy. Yeah,
he does.
Kota is taped up with prayers, thought, a grandmother's love, and tape. That's what's holding Kota Ibushi up right now. So if they bring Kota Ibushi out, absolutely the Elite 2000 is winning because they have a healthy team.
They're not already a man down. I feel.
Think about it. If this was real life, the Elite 2000 is already winning. Kenny's coming back from from his disease, his injury, right? Kota is just taped up, right? Hangman's your only healthy person. And then who's your fourth person? Tony Khan?
Oh, God, no.
Oh,
Please.
no.
No.
Honestly, put Tony's dad in there. Really spice things up.
He looked ready. He looked ready when he was ready
to go out there.
It might get real violent, like mob type style violent. I don't know if we want to do that.
I do like the idea that they never told him that there was a storyline happening. I legit like to think that was his real reaction. Hey, yo, who did this to my son, man?
Child was ready to fire everybody. Ain't no more AEW.
He was ready to catch a body.
Kota had 2 ankle surgeries, about 15 back surgeries, a separated shoulder, a torn ACL, a fractured skull, and yeah. No.
Bless his heart.
God bless his heart. Bless his heart. How do we feel about Swerve and Christian? Do we like that for Double or Nothing?
I like it.
I'm not feeling it.
You're not feeling it. Okay.
I'm not.
Wow.
So I was not expecting Christian to come back and be Swerve's first challenger. The last time we saw Christian, he lost his title to Adam Copeland. I think it would have been interesting to bring Hangman back. Obviously, different circumstances. People loved the matches that they had together. So kind of makes me wonder, where does Hangman play a part in this? Is he going to go after Swerve when he comes back? Is he going to team up with Kenny? I don't know what's going on. I'll watch the match, but I'm not sold on it yet. I need to see a little bit more.
Hey, like Eddie James just said, like they got a little bit of history. Because hey, man, Swerve hates his son with a passion. He hates it. Man. You attacked my son.
Is the history deep enough for a world title pay-per-view match?
I mean, anything can happen.
I don't know
what do we need? Hey, people be making cards up in like 2 weeks with very much to little to do build up.
That is true.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at this.
This is why I feel like they don't think things through. If they had done this correctly, this would have been the perfect match for Wardlow. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I don't see this being the main event of the pay-per-view. That absolutely should go to Mercedes and Willow. So you could have put Wardlow, build him up this entire time, keep the same storyline intact of like he's getting the world championship for Adam Cole. They could have done the match. And this is not a knock on Christian. I love Christian. I love his work. I think they're going to have a phenomenal match. But it just feels like, you know what I mean? Like they probably were like, oh, damn, we should probably have Swerve in a world title match. So who's the first person Christian? That's who.
It
that's
felt
who
like, you know how WWE used to do the Royal Rumble and they would spin the little wheel and then they pick a number out. That's what it feels like, because it was just so random. With Wardlow, I don't think so. You know, I think that when Adam Cole miraculously can walk now and came back in that ring and was looking at Wardlow the way he was, I think that's the next thing that needs to happen. I'm assuming Adam Cole is close to coming back at this point. I have no idea. But I think that's what they need to do before anything, because I don't think Adam Cole really trusts Wardlow at this point.
Welcome back, DMac.
Yeah, my fault.
Mac attacks. All right.
Yo, you good, bro? It happens.
Yeah, you know you good.
I did.
That's why
hear the
there's
Drake
multiple of
response.
us.
Yeah, I did hear the Drake response while I was waiting. And
Was it enough?
No,
Damn.
That's what I thought.
no, I haven't even listened to it yet, and I can tell you it's probably not enough.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
and I'm a Drake fan. It's like we need more.
I don't know if we're gonna get. Not even I don't know. I know we're not gonna get. There's nothing left. There's nothing left.
I haven't listened to it yet, but someone that I saw like talk about it said it sounded like he was like pretty much being like, "Yo, this is it. I'm not doing this shit no more."
He pretty much stated that the kid shit was like he fed that to Kendrick.
Yeah,
like,
I did see that on Twitter.
yeah, like niggas, like we gave that to you because you was thirsty on some information. So that was hard. I ain't gonna lie, he got a few. It's Drake. He got a few quotables on there. So I'm not gonna discredit him, but
This is not enough.
Kendrick's waking up at 6:16 a.m. and putting out diss records. You got to bring more than just the typical stuff.
It's been 5 days, and he has dropped 5 disses. 3 of them came out in a 36-hour period.
Dropped a whole EP.
About to say, my man got a whole mixtape of just disses.
I guarantee you, it's 10 o'clock Eastern time right now. I guarantee you by 12, Kendrick.
He's dropping again. He's gonna drop again.
He's about to drop right now, probably. Bro.
I'm kind of over it.
That's what Drake said.
Honestly, this should be the main event at Double or Nothing. I need someone to kind of do something, book it, get it together.
I'm with it.
I'm with it.
Jeez. All right, so we'll wrap up. You know what I mean? Obviously, the quick roll up where we just rapid fire. You know, stuff that's not of importance, but you know, obviously, we should talk about it. First, Rey Mysterio in accountability, because apparently he doesn't know the definition of it. Rey Mysterio on Raw said that he did not understand why Carlito did what he did. And at that point, Rey Mysterio became an enemy of mine, because how are you that damn blind, my brother? You know what I mean? Somebody out of the kindness of their heart brought up every time Rey Mysterio has been turned on. And out of all, I believe it was seven times, all 7 times were justified, right?
Yes.
So I just want to go around the table real quick. Is it time that we start acknowledging that Rey Mysterio is the problem in all these situations?
Yes.
Y'all convinced me.
Hey, dog. We have been saying this on like little bits of videos for a very long time now, because we just kept thinking like, yo, when has he been right? Has there been a time where he was right and then the other person who turned on him was in the wrong? No. All had valid reasons. Usually because he either cost them a shot at being a world champion, it was some family stuff, or he didn't pick them to be their tag team partner.
Reed,
which is his biggest crime as of late, or at least the one that he does all the time. He don't trust his homies.
Lo, do you see
his son?
Lo, do you see the negativity that Rey Mysterio constantly brings to the people around him? Mm-hmm.
I think he needs some self-reflection, maybe a little bit of therapy. He got to get it together. He's not realizing if it's happened 7 times and you are the main person involved every single time, when are you going to realize I might be the problem?
And then on top of that, I'm equally throwing in the people around him, because nobody's checking him on that. If I was the, like, you know what I mean, like Cruz or the non-Latino, I would have told him, like, yo, fam, you do realize, like, you have a whole squad that could have been your partner at WrestleMania. You chose Andrade? You know what I mean? Like, and then on top of that, you didn't even tell us that Dragon Lee was coming into the squad. Yeah, that's the homie and everything, but like he wasn't there in the trenches.
Where the fuck he come from?
Exactly. So
He
yeah,
brought Carlito back from a J. Cole type vacation. Like he was living his life, feeling the rain on his skin. You know what I mean? Like
Releasing his inhibitions.
that's right. Just to not even pick him at Mania.
what did he do? He screwed that man out of a paycheck.
Yeah.
Mm, mm,
Hey,
mm.
it costs some money. You got to go sometimes.
Rey Mysterio right now is taking Ricochet's place for me.
Damn.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Well, Ricochet's a title holder now, isn't he?
unfortunately.
Okay. All right.
But is he really though?
I'm about to say, all right.
The Speed Championship. That title was beautiful, by the way.
It is nice.
Beautiful
It's,
title.
it's beautiful.
It is
Beautiful.
nice.
You just everybody knows on this podcast how I feel about.
I thought the
Trevor.
speed belt should have
You
been
defended
like,
him one time.
I thought the belt should have been like back in like 2008 when you put your name on that the LED lights and shit. I thought that's how it should have been.
Oh
like,
man,
you know?
that was an error.
What man? My jump said DMac on that jump, lit it up. You know what I mean? Red lights on there because it was only red lights. Big belt buckle, and I had the big ass polo tucked right there so you can see the whole belt. You know what I mean?
Man, what a time! What a time!
What my boy said with the baby blue Nautica polo with the New Balances. I ain't fresh.
Oh, you talking about?
Oh yeah.
He talking about
fresh.
the older dude.
We only got two more for the quick roll up. Ethan Page is no longer affiliated with AEW and Ring of Honor.
Boo-hoo.
Damn.
Damn.
Well,
Do
how
we
he
think-
feels.
Do we think AEW made a mishap with Ethan Page?
Yes.
Hey.
Hi, Ridian. Yes. Ethan Page has a lot of crossover effect. I talk about that a lot on Wrestling Winedown, but crossover effect is you being able to, go to different platforms, be on, daytime television, stuff like that, and you have different interests. I think that the whole toy hunt thing is something that they could have capitalized on years ago. They could have easily, got these deals for him, had him doing something for AEW if they weren't going to utilize him in the ring. They never did. I think he was a great competitor in AEW. We saw him team with, Scorpio Sky, but honestly, as soon as they put that white man with him, it just went downhill. They didn't need Dan Lambert with him. And after that, I just felt like they didn't know how to utilize him, which happens a lot in AEW. But, supposedly he was having good matches in Ring of Honor. I actually was at his last match that he had in AEW. He's a great competitor in the ring, but I guess there were issues with Kyle Fletcher's visa. They wanted to have him involved with the Ring of Honor TV title. Obviously, when the whole visa thing happened, they kind of threw everything to the wayside. So I think at that point, Ethan was like, well, shit, I've been here for a couple years. They haven't really utilized me. I'm getting out.
Mhm.
I think we could maybe see him go back to TNA. I don't know. But I think during this time, it'll be very interesting to see, how he utilizes his talents. I know he's signed to a couple indie shows. He's already putting out more vlogs. He had a great video that he put out after he supposedly ended his contract with AEW, where he was kind of playing with people at first, but then he revealed that his action figure on Ringside Collectibles was one of the top selling ones. So that shows that he has that fan support, but it's about having a company behind you to elevate you.
Without question, I do think that TNA would be the best next step. You know what I mean? I don't see him as a WWE talent, right? I think that there's more money in a feud with his former partner, Josh Alexander. Just because, like I said, Josh Alexander, he's been like the ace of TNA for so long. There's already like a built-in story that they don't get along. But they were the most decorated tag team in TNA. I think the longest reigning Impact champions, tag team champions in the company's history. Definitely at the time one of the best tag teams in the world. So I could see that being a major focal point, especially since TNA needs like quality main eventers on their men's side. Like I said, like they already have the women knockouts division locked down, amazing already. But they just signed Mike Santana. For some reason, Matt Hardy's there. Nick Nemeth is doing his thing, but like filling in like new blood as far as like Mike Santana's a great person they can put in the main event. Ethan Page speaks of a world champion in that company, and that's not to say that like, I think some people might look at it as like a downgrade. A world champion is a world champion. You know what I mean?
Question.
Like the TNA has validity within the industry, so that's not saying like that's his ceiling, but who knows? Ethan Page could go to TNA, turn that whole company around. So that's my opinion on it.
Do any of y'all see a New Japan run in his future?
No.
Gotcha. No, that's fair.
No, I don't either. When you were talking about him being in TNA, you know, he has history with Jake something as well. That would be a great feud that they could also capitalize on as well, because I know that they're friends, they work out together, stuff like that. So you can incorporate that personal friendship in there, and I think they'd have a great match. I think they'd have a great feud. But at the end of the day, I think Ethan Page deserves to hold a championship. At this point, you know, I feel like like I said, he was in AEW and Ring of Honor for all that time, and they didn't utilize him when he could have easily been holding a Ring of Honor championship.
I agree.
I thought that television title was going to be his personally.
But you know what, man? In hindsight, I'm kind of glad because Lee Johnson got an opportunity to have a little bit of a showcase. So I was happy to see for that. But yeah, the case of honestly both Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page has just been a fascinating one because,
of course,
I know, but
that man got that Sonic ring and ain't nothing happened
at all. And then the final thing on the quick roll up, the King of the Ring and the Queen of the Ring tournament starts tomorrow on Monday Night Raw. When I tell you Monday Night Raw is looking like an absolute like pay-per-view style show.
Man.
Yeah, just so on the women's Queen of the Ring so far, like I said, we have not seen what the brackets is looking like on SmackDown. But for the first round, we got Zoe Starks versus Ivy Nile. We have the debuting Lyra Valkyria against Asuka, which is going to be a crazy match. Io Sky versus Natalia, and Shayna Baszler versus Selena Vega. So far in that first round, who do you see making it the furthest? Because my money is on Lyra Valkyria.
I was gonna go Io.
I'm going Shayna.
Ooh, okay.
All right, okay.
Definitely Zoe Starks.
I mean, you didn't have to say that. I mean, we were all.
I'm gonna go with Io, man. I'm gonna go with Io.
I feel like Io, I could definitely see her winning, and that's why I'm curious to see who's on the SmackDown side too. But Io could definitely parlay that. You know what I mean? Like, shit, the Queen of the Sky. Like, that's just a fire. Fire. You know what I mean? That's just a fire. But like for Valkyria, I feel like she's already impressed in NXT. She has to make a dominant statement. If not I could definitely see her making it to the semifinals.
I can see Jade winning it all, even though nobody mentioned Jade yet because we don't know what's on the SmackDown side.
I was about to say, okay. Yeah.
But I can see that being WWE's end to make some type of turmoil with, her and Bianca.
Oh, so you go early?
Yeah, I went there. You know me, I go right there.
Okay,
that's me.
Okay.
On that quote is Gina's daughter, Zoe Starks.
Gina's daughter, Zoe Starks is hilarious.
honestly, if I had a dark horse in this, even if they're not in this tournament, I think Chelsea Green should be the winner of it. Chelsea Green as Queen of the Ring would be phenomenal.
That would be hard.
Yeah.
Yo,
she's been
high quality television.
Yes.
She's very.
She gets it. She gets this wrestling thing, man. She gets it.
She gets it.
She fucking gets it. I don't know about her man, but she gets it.
What's wrong with
Cardona?
What's wrong with Cardona? What's wrong with Cardona?
You ain't hear that pop when he came on Collision? Yo, people love Cardona.
No, because nobody watched Collision.
Alley-oop.
Damn.
You set that up, man. You know
I did.
But and then on the men's side, Drew McIntyre versus Finn Balor. Let's see, Ricochet versus Ilya Dragunov.
Boy.
I am missing a match. Hold on. Oh, Kofi Kingston and Rey Mysterio, and Gunther versus Sheamus.
Drew.
Drew is getting eliminated.
No.
Drew is getting eliminated.
Hey, that's your cousin?
Oh.
2 different cities. We in two different sets.
Same country.
Doesn't. That's like me saying like, oh, somebody from Atlanta is your cousin.
No, because I'm from
Louisiana.
Exactly.
Your name is Poetic Scotland.
What does that got to do with anything?
That's your kinfolk.
That's not my kinfolk.
Countryman.
It's my brethren, but not my. It's a homie.
My bad. Prince Ikea. He ain't in this shit right now. Right. Bro, like, y'all get mad when I say the truth. It's Cat Williams said we are speaking the truth the whole year. It's not from January to May. It's the whole year, dog. Like, I'm speaking truth.
You know what? I apologize. You know what I mean? Once again, champion to champion, we can have this type of banter because I respect you.
Man.
I respect you. So you know what?
Please.
I apologize.
No, don't hold.
So you now accept the Prince.
Hey, whoa! Conversation right now, brother. Hold on. DMac, I respect you, so I apologize, brother.
You have to walk away,
bro. It's two champions right now talking, bro. I don't even know why you even in this shit.
That's what I'm saying.
You got a Bulls hat on too. Bulls ain't been good.
Are we doing this again?
Yep.
Oh boy.
You
Dragunov and Ricochet.
What my dog Cat Williams said? You infatuated with losers.
Says the Saints fan.
You having a lion.
Oh,
Hey, go. Hold on.
Said the Saints fan.
Bulls, man.
Let's stay on course. Let's stay on course.
No, fuck that. That's not my.
We gotta wrap up.
Said the LSU fan.
We gotta wrap up, man. Hold on. Ricochet, Dragunov.
The Cowboys should have wrapped up a long time ago.
Jesus.
It's all good, baby. We good. We straight.
Ricochet and Dragunov, how we feeling about it?
Dragunov gonna win, dog. We know that.
Yeah, he finna send
but Dragunov will.
Like somebody said about this next match, tournament is loaded when Kofi Kingston and Rey Mysterio is the 4th most exciting match you can do in this. You know what I mean?
That shit was a couple years ago.
Obviously, for different reasons, I'm wanting Kofi to win. I don't want Rey nowhere near any type of accolade.
Damn.
Right now.
Big money King Kofi. Let's go.
Big money King. Yeah, big money King Kofi. King Kofi.
Yep.
And then Gunther and Sheamus. You know what I mean? Already we know the history between these two.
Hey yo, I'm not gonna say who Sheamus called Gunther.
We were
talking about it.
I'm not gonna say who. Yeah. But Sheamus on Demon Time.
Yeah,
Sheamus thought he was about to be a Drew McIntyre with the online jokes, and I think it backfired on him.
Oh my God, buddy! Wait a minute.
I did laugh with something when y'all told me though. I thought it was hilarious, but I completely understand.
Oh man!
And the only person that we know on the SmackDown side that has declared their entry is Carmelo Hayes. So I could definitely see Carmelo going far in the tournament, but
Yeah,
I feel like we all agree this is Gunther's to win, right?
for sure.
Oh, you're gonna make him king?
Without question.
Yeah, I mean,
I got Drew.
I doubt I see him again. So yeah,
I got Drew winning it.
I have Drew winning as well.
really?
Okay.
Oh.
Yes.
For sure.
I guess the way I theorized it in my head is that I feel like Priest indirectly causes Drew McIntyre the match. Like I feel like McDonough gets involved, but McDonough doesn't really dictate the ending of the match. But I feel like there's already a hatred between Drew and Priest. This is where the build for Clash of the Castle happens. Yeah,
We'll see.
because put it like this: Drew can afford one more loss,
yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
in a way, this bigs up Finn Balor. I honestly would not be surprised if Finn Balor Finn Balor makes it far in the tournament. But Gunther, on the other hand, Gunther should not take any more losses.
So you're building it up towards Gunther versus Cody.
Sure.
Is that
It's
like
too early. It's too early to tell. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like once you get through Clash of the Castle, you'll have a better direction of where
Yeah.
everything's going.
Because I was thinking, since Drew's not, because when's Money in the Bank?
July?
July?
I think it's
Yeah.
July.
Okay, never
Yeah.
mind. Okay.
It's July 4th weekend, ain't it?
Yeah.
think
All
so.
right. Disregard that. Yeah. Because I was thinking more so if you got Drew not winning, then he gets the Money in the Bank. But since Clash of the Castle's June, then yeah, that makes more sense.
But this is the greatness of WWE right now, man. Like we really don't know who's gonna win that. And
I agree.
we don't know what direction they can go. They can really go any direction with any of those competitors, and like we're gonna be satisfied. So,
It's a lot of main event heavy hitters, and that's a good problem. I think Nick said it, like you can probably slide anybody in there, and it's not gonna be too many people. Well, outside of Rey Mysterio, it's not gonna be too many people that disagree with that.
I'm loving this negativity towards Rey Mysterio. This is great.
It's deserved. It's deserved.
Yeah, it's good. It's
this is our
deserved.
childhood hero, bro. It's just crazy. Like he is Old Yeller though.
He did it to himself.
Oh, God dang.
God damn! Wait a minute. They
Yo.
took out Old Yellow. They
Y'all-
shot him in the back of the shed.
We said this before. We need to put Ray in the pasture. You know, maybe today is not the day to say it. Maybe I need to wait another week because it is the 5th of May. But maybe I need to. Okay, I'll just wait next week to say it.
I don't think you're wrong. I'm just remembering how Old Yeller ends. So,
Oh, they
What?
got rid of that motherfucker.
Oh, do you not remember how it is?
They
For
did.
Nito.
It don't end good for Yeller.
No, it doesn't.
El
Well,
King.
We have come to the end of
El Ray.
Oh.
R-E-Y.
we have come to the end of said episode, right? Phenomenal episode. Lo, you are welcome here anytime on this podcast.
Thank you.
Yes, you are a phenomenal co-host. This,
Thank you.
once again, is your part of the show. We want you to plug the podcast. We want you to plug the merch. We want you to plug everything you want to plug. Like I said, we'll have all the descriptions in the link in the bio after this, but please, the floor is yours.
Thank you guys so much for having me. You can find Wrestling Winedown wherever you listen to your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, iHeartRadio.
Mhm.
We're on Twitter and Instagram at WWDCAST. If you want merch, whether you're a bad bitch, you're a hot girl that loves wrestling, shop.wrestlingwinedownlv.com. And we'll see you in Vegas.
Yes. When
Yay.
if you need any Vegas advice, please do not spam her DMs or constantly bug her. Let her give time to breathe. The itinerary will be coming. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know what I mean? We still got many moons till we get to April. But what merch are you working on currently? Are you able to give us a sneak preview? You know what I mean? A little something for the
Oh, the
people to
wine.
take home.
I have been getting a lot of requests for some wine glasses, some wine tumblers. So keep an eye out.
Oh, you big time.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
I'm getting
Let's-
a couple of them motherfuckers.
Oh,
Soon
without
as they
question.
get-
Without question.
Wow.
No. Are you going to Double or Nothing?
I am, yeah.
Okay. Oh man, that's gonna be the one. We're gonna have to get you to come back and tell us your the live experience for everything.
Yes, definitely.
But yeah, we truly appreciate you coming on, tapping in with us. You know what I mean? Like I said, you are welcome here on the space anytime.
Thank you.
Anytime you like.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Please don't make this the last time, please.
No,
I won't.
no. You can find me on PoeticScotland on X. You can find me at Scotland_Underwood on Instagram. And just a quick plug I have 3 more weeks. The release of my 3rd book, Your Love Is Necessary, will be coming out. Yes. So be on the lookout. You know what I mean? We're in the currently process of doing the rollout. So this summer, doing the poetry event, I'll be going on the road for a little bit. Just, hit up different poetry events. And obviously, very special moment for me. But yeah, that's all I got to say for the 3rd book.
Absolutely. You can find me at Raleoftheleaf on Twitter, Instagram. Follow both pod pages on Twitter, Instagram at bgwpod.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, forgot the order. He just
My bad. You can find me on Twitter, my man Zoe, IG, Chaz OB.
You can find me drinking out of one of them wine glass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Because
sir.
my old lady got one of them Love Is Blind wines that's out
Oh, yes.
right now. Maybe y'all can link up and talk about that love. I ain't gonna lie to you. I watched a couple of episodes. I'm a fan.
Oh no, it's entertaining.
Okay, now that's what I'm talking about.
I'm a fan of Love Is Blind, but
I see how like people can watch like the whole show.
It's
I
not
watched a
bad.
couple episodes and I was like, oh okay. I see the concept.
Can I just say something? The UK version is way better.
Oh,
I've heard that.
The
The UK version
Word.
of a lot of things is way better.
I was in the UK watching it live as it was happening. When I tell you that was destination television, like, yeah. So if you get a chance, find some UK episodes. They are tremendous.
come on, bruv. You gotta send me the link, bruv.
I got you, fam. Got you.
But if you don't catch me over there, you catch me on all these streaming sites that everybody name. DMacTardy. I keep it simple. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You might catch me at a local wing spot in Atlanta. Or in your girl thoughts. Cause
there it is. There it is.
There you go. You tell them.
I'm gonna take a shot to that.
I cannot like she's thinking about me right now as you speak. Because matter of fact, you might catch me at the Super Bowl before the fucking Cowboys and the Bulls.
We know what team ain't about to be there. Ain't about to be the Saints.
Or you could catch me in Las Vegas.
And we know the Lakers didn't make it to the finals this year.
That's okay.
You can catch me at the tank fight maybe in June 15th when you beat up Frank Martin. But or you can catch me on this pod every Sunday at 8:00.
Damn, you know another loser you like? Spence.
That's fucking insane.
Crazy.
That was unnecessary. That was unnecessary.
That was a sneak diss.
That was unnecessary.
Hey,
What?
He brought it
pretty
out.
good. It was really good.
Hey, I was chilling. You see, I be just chilling, minding my business.
Don't get her involved.
You thought I
Don't get her involved.
You thought I forgot
just smiling.
earlier. That what you did.
Nah, I'm out here just enjoying myself, listening to my brothers just talk, having great conversations.
And guess what?
And then they just want to start bullying.
Nah, it's your fault. Cause guess what? Spence learned that losing energy from Dallas, where he from. So, so yeah.
And
And
of course, you know what I mean. BGW does have a new show every Wednesday night, the Watch List Before Dynamite, where you tap in. You know what I mean. We dissect our whoever comes on the show. We dissect their favorite show. This week we will be having Drizzy. coming on where we will be
Drake.
reviewing.
We got Drake.
No, not that Drake.
No,
Now,
not that one.
we got winners
Not-
on this podcast.
not the boy.
Baby. We got winners on this podcast.
In safe space.
We have winners.
Yeah.
No pedophiles, stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
Well, Nolo, Nolo player. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, I'm gonna give you five.
What?
On that note, Lo, once again, thank you for coming on the podcast. We appreciate you so much. Until next time, till this Wednesday, and of course, until the next volume, 164 next week, where we will have Mika on. Correct, Nolo?
Yes, the 12th.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes,
Meeks will be on.
Yes, Meeks.
Look at
So
us.
you know what I mean. Tap in with us. Of course, follow us on. If you like what we're doing, hit that like and subscribe button. But we are out.
Peace out to my world.
And Matt, at the end of the day,
The day gotta end.
Come
goddamn
on.
right.